Hi, well, welcome to this conference, Financial Independence Conference 2020. We are all welcome. How many of you were here last year when we organized the Jumpstart Conference for 2019? All right, so I want to find out from you, why are you here today? When you attended last year's program, why are you here today? All right. You are here because you enjoyed last year's program and you are here to learn how to become financially independent. All right. So I want us to congratulate ourselves for taking the bold decision to participate in this program, because it is not easy. There are many people who procrastinate. They say they want to attend workshops, but they can't attend. But one thing I want to assure you here is that this is not just another workshop you are going to attend. It's not just another workshop. This one, you will take concrete actions. You are going to participate in whatever we are going to do, because it is going to be about your plan to become financially independent. You are going to develop your financial independence plan before you leave here. So I'd like to find out from you, who is this man on the screen? Who is this man on the screen? Do you know him? Do you know this man on the screen? Who is he? All right. So he is Ernest Esuzu. Do you remember him? Exactly. He is a celebrity. Ernest Esuzu, on 27th of January 2020, was seen at the ShopRite in Nigeria begging for money to go and feed. Esuzu is a celebrity. As I showed the picture to you, all of you remember who this man is. In 2020, in January, he was found begging for money. As you all know, he is an astute actor. At the prime of his career, he had acted more than 100 movies. He's not only an actor, he's also a producer of movies. He's also a musician. He composes songs, he even writes songs for musicians. But as we talk now, his life is so miserable that he has to beg to feed. It is not only Ernest Esuzu. There are many of his kind around. Some of them have died, some are still alive. Who remembers this man? Who is this man? In fact, he's still alive. Who is he? All right, that's true. He is Mike Tyson. Who remembers this other man? Okay, he is 50 Cent. 50 Cent of all people. Then this other man, who remembers him? In fact, he's my favorite actor. He is Cage, Nicolas Cage. Most of you have seen his films, right? Nicolas Cage. If you didn't know, he is my favorite actor when it comes to action movies. Maybe you think I'm far away, right? Let me come down to Ghana. In fact, do you know anybody who is or was a celebrity having lots of money, but today he is very poor? Do you know any of them around? All right. Do you know this man? His may not fit into a typical example of those who are rich, but then they are now poor. But this man, do you remember? Do you know him? He is Kofi Adjorlolo. Kofi Adjorlolo is one of the best actors we have around. Quite recently, did you hear him complaining that online people say he's worth $800,000? It's not true. Now I'm quoting him. It's not true. I don't even have up to that, a quarter of that amount. What is the fact is that many people are owing me money. Producers are owing me 1,000 Ghana. Producers are owing me 3,000 Ghana. If producers are owing me 1,000 Ghana and I'm complaining, does it mean what will show that I'm worth 800,000? So that is Kofi Adjorlolo, the acclaimed actor we have. But even coming down to Tamale where we are, please watch the short video for me. Okay, please, who remembers this man? Exactly so. He is Aban Tiko. Aban Tiko is a local musician. In fact, I love his songs because most often his songs remind us about the future. It reminds us about the life here after. It reminds us about how we need to love each other. Aban Tiko, along the line, became blind. Even before he became blind, Aban Tiko became very poor. In addition, he became blind. So the video you just watched, Aban Tiko, before he passed on, will have to be lifted on a bicycle. So when he gets to where there's a little crowd, Aban Tiko will stop and he will sing his songs. Then people will feel pity for him and then give him money. As you can see in the video, he was singing and dancing and people were giving him money. Why am I mentioning all of this? In life, it is not all about how much one earns. It is about how you use the money. It's about how you plan to use the money. It's not about earning ability, but it's about planning, using the money according to the plan you have for your life. Is it not true? At the height of Mike Tyson's career, he was earning $5 million. But today, Mike Tyson barely gets enough to feed on. Nicolas Cage, at the height of his career, was worth around $25 million. But it's not so easy for him today. There are many people like that on earth. Even around us, you know of many people who work, they earn lots of money, and as soon as they begin earning those monies, their appetite for bigger things come up. If they were earning 3,000 cedis a month and they were living in some 2-bedroom house, as soon as they begin earning 5,000 a month, they go into 5-bedroom house. Our appetite begins to grow as soon as we begin to earn bigger amount of money. But that is not the point. The point is that in 5 years' time when you go on retirement, 10 years' time when you go on retirement, 40 years' time when you go on retirement, what is there for you? I believe that is more important for you than earning lots of money now and blowing it away. And as soon as you go on retirement, or even as soon as the money you are earning begins to go away, then you begin to feel the heat. This is the reason why financial independence planning, financial independence is very, very important for us now to begin planning how much money we need to become independent. We get those monies down and know that even whatever level we have now, as soon as it goes away, we can still live life the way we used to live it. I hope that is correct. Is that fine? So that we don't go on retirement or our major source of income doesn't go away today or in 10 years, and then we begin to live like Will Smith, begin to live like Mike Tyson, begin to live like people who we have just cited as examples. So we are here because the life at the peak of our lives, the way we want to enjoy life, it should continue like that until we die. Is that not so? We don't want to be taken at the wrong side of our lives. All right. So now, once we have set the foundation right, I want to ask you this question. How much money do you think you require to become financially independent? Okay. Yes, Madam Pepe. How much money do you think you require to become financially independent? Okay. The money should fill this room. All right. Mr. Abukari, how much money do you require to become financially independent? Plenty money. Okay. So, do you have the amount, the figure in your mind? Do you have any figure in mind? Okay, you are mentioning 100 million. Okay. 100 million what? Cedis or dollars? 100 million cedis. All right. So, on the basis of the amount you have mentioned, why did you mention this amount of money? Why did you mention 100 million? What factors have you considered before mentioning 100 million? Okay. Well, you just mentioned, you didn't factor in anything. All right. So, do you really think if you have money, fill this room, it will be sufficient for you to live a financially independent life? It's a no. Because an example that we mentioned, when Mike Tyson and Co were earning huge sums of money, they thought that those monies could take them to the end of life. $5 million, $25 million, when we take it in cash, we'll put it inside this room. Won't it fill this room? But did it take them to the end of their lives? It's a no. So, from our research, Passion Drive Coaching and Consultancy, from the research I did with my team, we came out with a number of items that are basic for everybody. Today, if you are 30 years old and we assume you are going to live 60 years and above, and you have a wife or a husband and you have 5 children, and you have a parent, a dad or a mom living with you, and then a maid, that's about 9 people in your family. With these 9 people, you are going to take care of the children, 5 of them, to the university level. And you are going to live for, I said, 60 and above. So you have to continuously have a place to sleep, right? You will drink water, you will eat food, you will need electricity. You even have to move around because movement is very important. Transportation. You will need to pay the kids' school fees. You will need at least once in a while to go for vacation, right? Any other thing I've not mentioned? Clothing. You need clothing. Any other thing I've not mentioned? Perhaps you are a religious person, you need to go to visit your holy sites once in a while. What else? Okay, contingency, add contingency. So for 30 straight years, to continuously eat and drink, pay your electricity bills, have a house, do once in a while maintenance, to have a car, change it maybe a number of times within the 30 years, pay children's school fees, their clothing, everything, 30 straight years. You will need an amount of 5 million Ghana cedis to be able to live consistently on a particular standard of life that if you don't even work again, you will be able to live life the way you have pegged it for yourself. 5 million Ghana cedis, you can spend that for 30 years. If you have 9-member family, this is the budget we have created for you. And the amount we have earmarked for accommodation, when you take that amount, any part of Ghana, not the high-end areas, but I mean like in Accra, you can get a house. Kumasi, Tamale, you can get a house. Including the furnishing and everything, when you get around 500,000 Ghana cedis, you can take care of that. Around 150,000 cedis, you can get some 4-bedroom house. Then you use another 50,000 or 100,000 to furnish it. Then the remaining 300,000, you use it for occasional maintenance, painting and stuff. 500,000. When you have 762,000 Ghana cedis, you won't be able to get a strong car, perhaps even change it for 3 times within the 30 years. Then you fuel the car and also do car insurance. The insurance here is important that as when you buy the car and then you involve yourself in an accident, you can replace the car. Then utilities, 216,000. Remember we said 500,000 for the accommodation, maintenance and stuff. Then 216,000 for utilities, electricity, water, waste collection and stuff for 30 straight years. Then you need to use phones, your relatives, your wife and your either mom or dad living with you need to use phones. You need internet. You also need to occasionally change it as well. So for over 30 years, you need around 132,000 Ghana cedis to be able to maintain that kind of lifestyle. What else? Insurance for health or for life. So health insurance for the entire family for 30 straight years, you need around 360,000. So that when you are sick or any member of your family is sick, you take the person to a very standardized hospital where you can get all the needed facilities. Then feeding, which is the big one. Feeding, we have estimated 1,080,000 Ghana cedis, which covers everything feeding for 30 years. 1 million. Then we come to school fees. Very, very important. These days, school fees are very high. But say 5 children from KG to wherever level, we have budgeted, including your own fees, maybe to go and do your masters or stuff. We have budgeted 490,000 Ghana cedis. Then clothing, including shoes, for the 5-member family and 9-member family, 360,000 Ghana cedis. Then religious purposes, 200,000, and then holy days also 300,000 for holy days, and then others 500,000. Hello, all right, 500,000. So if you put all of this together, you are going to get 5 million Ghana cedis. That is about $1 million. That's around $800,000, $900,000. So if you have this money today, will it fill this room? We don't care whether it fills the room or not. All we care about is that all the needed things, important things in our life, we have taken note of it. Do you get the point? We have taken note of it. So the reason why we are here and our lives are supposed to be better than those that didn't come here is like Mike Tyson. Because he earned more than $900,000 in his career. But then, because he didn't have this kind of information you are having today, he didn't put aside any money that he can fall on for the rest of his life. So today, if you are in this conference and you are earning money far and above 5 million Ghana cedis, if you have that kind of money, put it in an investment somewhere. Then you continue to do your work. When you get extra, that is fine. But if it's left with only this one, then it will mean that you have to stick to this budget template that we have offered you. What it means is that if you have 5 million Ghana cedis, what we require you to do is when you go above 9-member family, it will mean you need more money to be able to take care of all of them. If your family is less than that, it means that you have Ubuntu somewhere. If you have people in your family who fall sick regularly, and then you need to take care of them, perhaps abroad, it will mean that side you may eat all your insurance money. But if you have people who are not falling sick, it means you may have some free Ubuntu there. As well, if you decide to feed on lesser amount of food, or not necessarily lesser, but maybe cheaper amounts of food, which I will not advise you to do though, it will mean you have some extra money left. But even as you are here, I know we have various levels of social standards. So some of you, like Mr. Jan, some of you already have your houses. Some also have also taken care of their children up to some level. So it will mean that the amount of money that I, as a 30-year-old person, will require, which is $5 million Ghana cedis, it's not the same amount of money that you will require to become financially independent. So, Mr. Jan, so if you do your extrapolation based on the explanations we have given regarding the various components of the 5 million, it will mean that aspects that you have, like a house, you pick it out of it. But then you keep the maintenance amount. But for if I were you, I'll keep everything because I may need to maybe expand the house, or I may need to take care of other expenses. So for you, what you have now is just the amount of money to purchase the house. But the rest, maintenance and then whatever, all those ones are still going to be maintained. So by this point that I'm making, I'm drawing attention to the fact that right now, everybody's amount towards financial independence will vary a little. It will vary a little from one person to the other, depending upon where you have already reached. Those of us in this conference, I can see that none of us have older children. Those who have children cry, they are so young, like my case. So it means I still have a lot of money to spend on their education, and so on and so forth. So, having known the amount of money one needs to become financially independent, I want to find out from any of you, is any of you having this money in the bank already? Have you stuck this money somewhere in the form of investment or the other? All right, so it means you are in the right place. So how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Yes, how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Yes, Madam Rahim, how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Do you have an idea how you can get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Hello, those at the back, have you an idea how you can get this 5 million Ghana cedis? That is why you are here. So now, indeed, I shall also mention that there is a contingency money for you. Contingency, in case something goes wrong, then you fall under the contingency. So it is very, very thoughtful. We did deep research and we came out with this figure. So if you have this money, you don't have to worry so much. You only have to follow the amounts of money we have budgeted for each particular item. So now let's go to how you can make this money. Now, we call it your journey to financial independence. In this journey to financial independence, I'm going to let you through the financial independence plan, which is, number one, you need to know. In fact, you must know your income status, your monthly income status. That's number one. Because you don't know where you are starting from, you don't know where you are going to go. Now, after knowing your monthly income status, you have to know the next step is to estimate your current net worth. Very, very important. Do you know your net worth? Hello? Do you know your net worth? You don't know. Number three, after knowing your net worth now, is to determine exactly how much money you now need to become financially independent. Because after determining your net worth, you now take it out of the entire money you now require. So you get a balance. So if it were me, I needed 5 million Ghana cedis to become financially independent, but then I have 2 million already. So it means I need just 3 million left. So now my plan is going to work with 3 million. How I can get additional 3 million Ghana cedis to be able to become financially independent, meaning that I will not need to work before I can live my life the way I need to live it. How do you get it? The whole issue of financial independence is when you have that amount of money, you don't necessarily have to work again before you can eat, drink, sleep, move around, go for vacation, and do the basic things in life. I hope you understand. All right. So, after determining how much money you need to become financially independent, then the first thing to do now is to build a dedicated financial independence fund. Build a dedicated financial independence fund. After building the fund, then now you invest the fund in side income jobs to increase the fund to some amount. We'll get into the details quite soon. After building the fund and investing the fund in some side income, then you now take the money that you have been able to invest, you take the proceeds, everything, and now invest it in legacy projects. When you invest in the legacy projects, then you are now around 5 million and above, where you can now say that you are going to lie in the room and whatever money you have out there is going to come to you and you spend without necessarily having to leave your bed 8 o'clock every day. You go and hustle, then come home at 5. Exactly. So this is the plan. So how do we actualize the plan? Hello? Please help me to begin giving out these templates to everybody. The first template we are going to share, please help me. Help me, madam. Okay, please help me, quickly. All right. Is everybody having the first template? The first template is your income status, monthly income status. Please open the mathematics aspect of your brain right now, because income status, the first thing is how much money do you earn at the end of the month? Yes, Madam Lizzie. All right. So how much money do you earn at the end of the month? All right. So you earn 2,000 Ghana cedis. 2,000 Ghana cedis. All right. So I want to find out, apart from your monthly salary, do you have any other source of income? Oh, okay. You say no. All right. So you will write 2,000 at the income column. Then now, let's come down to expenditure. Please, has everybody written the amount you earn at the end of the month? If you earn salary, say 2,000, and then you earn another 500 from some dividends you invested somewhere, you earn another 200 from some rent, the money you are getting, so you add all of them together to give you the total income you get. So now let's go down to the expenditure. Hello, Madam Tina. Tell us your expenditure, total expenditure. Don't go into the details. Total expenditure at the end of the month. Madam Lizzie said she earns 2,000. So how much is your expenditure? All right, thank you. So let's go back to Madam Lizzie. Madam Lizzie, how much of this 2,000 do you spend at the end of every month? Think about your food, your feeding, think about your accommodation, think about your clothing, everything you spend money on. Oh, okay, 1,900. Oh, all right. You spend 1,900 cedis at the end of the month. All right, so put it there. So income 2,000, expenditure 1,009. All right. So what is your net income? Please, everybody holding the form, input your income and then input your expenditure. So now we are going to subtract the expenditure from the income. So with that of Madam Lizzie, we are having 100 Ghana cedis left. So at the end of every month, Madam Lizzie has 100 cedis left. Madam Lizzie, is that correct? All right. So with you, Mr. Jan, how much do you have left? With you, Mr. Sule, how much do you have left? With you, Mr. Hassan, how much do you have left? With you at the back, please, your name again. How much do you earn a surplus at the end of the month, or deficit. Deficit if your expenditure is more than your income. All right. Some of you say you have surplus, others say you have deficit. It means you are in debt, right? If your income is more than your expenditure, if your expenditure is more than your income, it means you are in debt. So as you sit right now, you are in debt. So it doesn't matter. That's why you are here. We will work around to see how we turn the tables around for you. Okay. So the next thing to do is now to estimate our net worth. Net worth. So, all right. Thank you so much for giving everybody the forms. All right. So net worth, on your left hand side, you see assets. So what do you have? Maybe a house, maybe a piece of land, maybe some people owing you money, maybe you have some money you invested somewhere. All of them together, how much in terms of monetary value are they? If you are to sell your land today, how much is it? If you are to sell your house today, how much is it? If you are to sell your car today, how much is it? All right. So let's go back to now, Mr. George. Mr. George, tell us what your total assets are. Current total assets. How much is it? Mr. Joseph. Okay, you have finished. Tell us how much is it? Mr. Joseph, your total assets, current assets are 60,000 Ghana cedis. All right? That's total assets. So when you sell all your properties, that is quoted and quote, all your properties, you are going to have 60,000 Ghana cedis. All right? So now let's go to your current liabilities. People you owe money, maybe bank, maybe any liabilities you have. All right? Oh, okay, fast. So your liabilities are 30,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, so now, what is then your net worth? We have to remove your liabilities, your debts, from your assets. So we have what? 30,000 Ghana cedis left. So it means that Mr. Joseph, your total net worth today is 30,000 Ghana cedis. Madam Lizzie, your total net income is 100 Ghana cedis. So, okay, Mr. Joseph, tell us your total net income. Okay, you have 200. Okay, so your net income is 200, and then your net worth is 30,000. Right, that's fine. And what is your financial independence figure? Financial independence figure. Okay, you are going by the 5 million. All right, that's fine. So if, like Mr. Joseph, your financial independence figure is 5 million, but today your net worth is 30,000. So let's put the 30,000 aside and let's go back to the income. Let's go back to the income. The income is the one we earn regularly. So 200 Ghana cedis is what you have at the end of each month. So if you are going to continue to earn 200, by what time will you be able to add the 200 and get 5 million Ghana cedis? That would become how many months? Yes? Please do the calculation, let's see. Because you need it. You need it. You need it. That will be how many months? Please, let's see. Hello? 5 million divided by 200. Is that not it? So 25,000 months. So you need 25,000 months to be able to earn 5 million Ghana cedis. How many months, how many years are in 25,000 months? So 25,000 divided by 12. Is that not it? Divided by 12. So it means that Mr. Joseph will need to work for 2,083 years to be able to earn 5 million? Who will be able to live up to that age? Nobody can, right? Nobody can. So, what will you do now, Mr. Joseph? Tell me. Have you ever estimated this before? You've never estimated this before. Never ever. Okay. Are you learning anything? Yeah. Is this useful? Okay. So if this is useful, now we have arrived at this place where you earn a surplus of 200 cedis at the end of the month. But then you can't continue to work up to 2,000 years. Is that not the case? Even if you can continue working 2,000 years, it is possible that you will fall sick at a point. You maybe get the incapacitated, where you can't work again. Which is the reason why financial independence plan is very important. But let's come back to you. In fact, as I'm talking to him, he's just an example we are using. But all of you here, I hope you are at where we are. Okay, so he's at 2,083 years. Which number of years do you have? Wow, 3,000 years. Out of you, okay, you have 1,500 years. All right, so it means something. Mr. Joseph, Madam Tina, Madam Lizzie, Mr. Jan, all of you here, how will you be able to reverse this number of years into realistic number of years that you can really work to get financial independence? Are you with me? Are you with me? Okay, so when do you want to become financially independent? What number of years do you have in mind? That by the time I get to this age, I should be financially independent. Yes? Let me know. Because these numbers are important. The number in terms of amount, and then the years, number of years you want to use to work to get these 5 million. Yes? 20 years? Okay, someone say 20 years. So if you are 30 now, by the time you are 50 years, you should have become financially independent so that you can choose to go on retirement, right? You can go early retirement and you can enjoy life. It means that if you are getting 5 million, it means you are going to enjoy for another 30 years, right? So that will become around 80. All right? That's not bad. I'm smiling because I wish that many people around the world will have the opportunity to enjoy life like that. But since you are here, I trust that if you follow this plan to the end, you are going to become financially independent by the time you have given for yourself. But then who else? She said 20 years from now. You said 10 years from now. All right, that's possible, but it is ambitious and you need to work harder at it. It doesn't mean if you have 20 years, you don't have to work harder. It's just about your income earning abilities. All right, so, okay, 15 years. So let's take, she said 20, another said 10, another 15. So let's take 15 years. So you are 30 years today, 45 years time. That is in 15 years time. 15 years time. That is 45 years in your life. Then 15 years from today, you want to become financially independent. But right now, you need 2,083 years if you are going to continue to earn surplus of 200. Is that the case? So I want you to write this down before we go. There's another template. Madam, please give the templates to them. They are here. Please share to everybody. So this template is your financial independence pledge. Yes, your financial independence pledge, where you have the number. That is the total amount of money you require, which is 5 million minus 30,000. Because you already have 30,000 down. So you are left with what? 5 million minus 30,000. Yeah, that is it. 4,970,000 Ghana cedis. That is now your targeted financial independence amount. Somebody else could have been, assuming you don't have anything, your liabilities and your assets are equal to 0. So it means that you need 5 million from onset. Why? You are crying because you don't have any asset. Don't worry. You have started your journey very well because you are here. All right. So now, 4,970,000 is what Mr. Joseph requires to become financially independent in 15 years' time. So please write it on your pledge that I, Mr. Joseph Edu, I pledge to myself that I will earn 4,970,000 Ghana cedis by 20 what? 2045. Or this is 2020, so 2035. So I, Mr. Joseph Edu, commit myself to achieve 4,970,000 Ghana cedis by 2035. Are we together? Then you sign that document that you are pledging to yourself that you do whatever is possible for you to earn that amount of money and become financially independent. So that is not just what we are here to do. You are going to put this in the locker of your house and you use it to remind yourself all the time. But let's go down to the details. So if you need 5 million by 15 years time, how much money will you require to make every year? Do you get the point? How much? Yeah, let's go back to our calculators. 5 million in 15 years. 5 million divided by 15, right? How much would that be? Yes, we are using the whole figure so that most of you here will not be confused. Is that fine? We are using the whole figure of 5 million instead of the 4,970,000. Are we together? Because the amounts vary here, right? Amounts vary here. So when you divide 5 million by 15 years, it is 333,303 Ghana cedis. So this is the amount of money Mr. Joseph has to make every year. Remember where he's coming from? He's coming from 200 Ghana cedis. If you multiply it by 12, you get 2,400. So for Mr. Joseph to be able to earn 5 million, become financially independent 15 years time, every year, instead of the amount he's making now, which is 2,400 Ghana cedis, he has to make 33,333 Ghana cedis. Are you with me? So if that is the amount he has to make every year, how much must he make in a month to be able to make that in a year? Yes? All we have to do is to divide, divide that 333,000 by 12. So he gets how much? Hello? So he gets how much? 27,777 Ghana cedis. Are we getting it? 27,777 Ghana cedis. So right now, Mr. Joseph has a surplus of 200 cedis. But to be able to make 5 million in 5 years, he will have to make 27,777 Ghana cedis. Are we getting it? Please, is everybody clear right now? Because everything comes down to numbers. And it's the numbers you are going to work with in order to achieve what you desire. So don't be confused with the numbers. You have to love the numbers. If you don't love numbers, people will swindle you with your money. Either they will add zero or they remove zero where it is necessary, and then you will lose lots of money. So, and in fact, if you can't count the total amount of money you have or you are making, it means that you can't make that money. If you can't count the total amount of money you require, you can't make that money, because one way or the other, you will lose lots of money, right? All right, so let's go further. Now, your plan is fixed for you. From today onwards, Mr. Joseph Edu, Madam Lizzie, Madam Tina, everybody here now knows how much money you have to make at the end of every month in order for you to become financially independent in the number of years you are setting for yourself. In this case, 15 good years. But the irony is that right now you're making only 200 cedis. So how can you make the 27,000? How can you make 27,000? Is anybody here having an idea? Do you have an idea how you can raise your monthly surplus from 200 to 27,000? Is anybody here having an idea? Okay, you get a better job. Is it as easy as just wishing that you get a better job, then just get it? Is it so easy? All right. Who else has an idea? He said, get a better job. And we're contesting that. Yes, what else? Find other jobs. Okay, so right now you are a bank manager and you need to find other jobs so you can make more money, right? So what other kind of jobs will you be able to? Consulting, stock exchange. Okay. Do you really understand what you're talking about? You don't understand. You don't understand. All right. So, hello. In our coaching services, you have the opportunity for us to talk one-on-one, for us to ask you deep questions regarding any plan at all you have in mind that can help you reach your financial goals. But as we are here, we are going to give you a blueprint. But it doesn't mean if you are very strong about any business idea or any other way you can make your 5 million, you shouldn't go ahead. No, you should go ahead. If you have a very strong conviction that apart from the work you are doing, you have other master plans that you can implement to get additional amounts of money that will make you achieve 27,000 every month, go ahead. Okay? Go ahead, do them, get the various incomes, then you make your 27,000, 15 years, 5 million, and you are good to go. But if you don't have any right now, this is the blueprint we present to you. Number one, you must necessarily build a dedicated financial independence fund. What this means is that you must put aside some money that whatever happens, you are not touching that money, and that you are going to consistently increase that money. So you call it your financial independence money that you are going to continuously build on up to 15 years. Are we together? You are going to put it aside. At the end of every month, before you take any money out of your salary, you put aside what your family is going to feed on, right? And no matter what happens, you're not going to touch it. You don't know to. So this is what I'm asking you to do. You have to build this dedicated fund. Build this dedicated fund. And I propose to you between 60,000 to 100,000 Ghana cedis within a year. So build this fund within a year. An amount of between 60,000 and 100,000. If you can get more, then hallelujah. Okay? If you can get more, then hallelujah. I will come back to this, then we'll talk about them in detail, how you can build this fund. But right now, let me go to the second point, which is when you build this 100,000, the next for you to do is to invest this amount of money into some areas that will generate for you between 250,000 to 500,000 within 5 years. Remember we said when you put aside that money, you are never ever going to expense it, but you are going to continuously build to increase that money. So this, from today to the next year, which is about 6th or 7th of March, you are going to have in that fund around 100,000. Then you take that 100,000 from 6th of March of next year to the next 5 years, you are going to build that money to between 250 to 500,000. I will teach you how you can get that. Then, after the 5th year, so which is 5 years plus 1 year, that's 6. So from the 5th year to the 15th year, you are now going to use this money, 250,000 to 500,000, to build. You are going to invest that money in what I call legacy projects. So these legacy projects are supposed to bring you money. that will rise continuously till you earn your financial independence by the 15th year. Are we together? All right. I can see other people clapping. It is not difficult to come up with a plan, but they say the danger is in the details. The monster is in the details. How you implement this is what is most important. All right. So at this point, we'll go for a short break. We'll come back and then we continue. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, we are welcome back from the short break. We just went to take some snack, take some water, went to go to the washroom and come back. I hope everybody is fully refreshed. Are we refreshed?
Yes.
All right. So we are deeping down into the real work. Let me see by hands all those who have finished doing their commitment to become financially independent. We just came from where Mr. Joseph Edu has written his statement that he, Mr. Joseph Edu, is going to use 15 years to become financially independent, get 5 million Ghana cedis. But then every month he will have to earn 27,707 Ghana cedis. So that every year he earns how much? 33,333 Ghana cedis over 15 years for him to become financially independent. So the blueprint is number one, or the first step, for you to build a dedicated financial independence fund between 60,000 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. The second is for you to invest this fund into side income jobs. That makes you to be able to earn or get an accumulated amount of between 250,000 to 500,000 Ghana cedis in 5 years. And then you now invest this 500,000 Ghana cedis into legacy projects where you now get 5 million, between 1 million to 5 million Ghana cedis, depending upon what your independent financial plan is all about, the amount. So, how do you build your financial independence fund? All of you that are gathered here, when we advertise, we said people who are on regular income. So it means that each of you here earns at least some amount of money at the end of the month. Thankfully, for almost all of us here, when we're doing our monthly income estimates, almost all of us here have at least a positive figure as a surplus. Don't mind if yours, maybe you, those watching on video or those listening on those listening, if your monthly income is in a deficit, meaning it's negative, you are in a debt, it means what you have to do initially is to work towards making it positive. But then now let's continue about exactly what I'm trying to say. That because you have a positive monthly income surplus, what you will use that money to do is the beginning of building the fund. I said within 12 months. So 7th March 2020, 7th March 2021, you need to get at least 60,000 and 100,000, between 60 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. So the money you are earning, that is where you begin to tackle your fund from. So what you do, check your expenditure. Check your expenditure. If we take Madame Lizzie's fund, for example, she earns 2,000 Ghana cedis and she spends 1,900, leaving her a balance of 100. So, Madam Lizzie, if you go through your expenditure very well, which expenditure items can you minimize or even take away altogether? All of us, look inside your expenditure items. What expenditures can you reduce or you can take off altogether? Remember, it is not about the beginning of the journey, but it's about where you are going. That is what motivates you to take the hard decisions now. For that matter, if Madam Lizzie, as an example, she has 1,900 as expenditure, and so she spends 200 cedis on gifts. After the 1,009, she spends 200 cedis on gifts, regardless of who she gives. Regardless of who she gives. Then another 100 cedis perhaps on data. And the data that she uses doesn't add up to the income she earns. Listen to this. She uses 100 Ghana cedis on data, and the data doesn't contribute to any positive thing in her income. It means she can reduce it. But if the data is an input to what she makes, it means when she increases it, it will increase her income. But in this case, she uses it only for social media. So if you reduce the amount on data, it means you are going to save, let's say, another 50 Ghana. So you have saved 200 Ghana, you have saved another 50 Ghana. Let's go in deep. Maybe utilities, water. The reason is that as soon as you switch on your AC, the AC runs for 24 hours. Even when you're not in the room, the AC keeps running. Water. You don't really care about people who fed the water. The water is just on all the time. Madam Lizzie is reducing her expenditure so that instead of getting a surplus of 100 Ghana cedis, she gets a surplus of more than that. I've tackled where she does gives gifts or does donations, and then also data. Look at your expenditure. Which area can you minimize or take off altogether? You seated in front of me, look at your expenditure. Realistically, you know what expenditure you can reduce or remove altogether, and your life will not be affected. Are we getting it? For our younger brothers and sisters who attended Jumpstart conference, I told them that one of the things they need to do is to hire a room near where they work. So if you are here and your place of work is far from your house, just go near there and rent. So those are the areas around which you can reduce expenditure. If you are using a very big car and you can't sustain the use of it, you can think around getting a car that is economical for you. And it is fine because it is not the now. Because now you are strong enough, you can work, you can do everything at all to get money. But as you grow older, meet towards your financial independence date, can you continue to sustain that? So you need a better plan for how sustainable you will be able to live your life and living within your finance. So Madam Lizzie now has reduced 200, she has reduced 50, she has reduced another 50 from here. So she has gotten 300 cedis. In addition to the 100, she gets how much? 400. Is it magic? It's not magic. It's just a matter of what? Looking at the numbers. Please, have you done this in your life before? Where you sit down to look at your expenditure to see where you can reduce and where you can increase? No. So I tell you that it is not any magic at all. When I tell you I can help you to make millions of cedis. So now come back to the plan, which is building 60 to 100,000 within a year. So as we talk right now, the next month, as Madam Lizzie is doing her budget for the month, she knows she's going to be able to save 400 cedis. So initially, she was able to save only 1,200 for a whole year. But if she begins with 400 cedis at the beginning of the year, to the end of the year, that will be what? 1,200 times 3. Which is what? 3,600. So in 1 year time, from her own source of income alone, she has 3,600. Then with this 3,600, how can she increase her fund to 60,000 to 100,000? We have already talked about she getting 3,600. So now she has to now increase her income. Instead of continuously relying on the salary where she saves only 400 at the end of the month, she will need to be able to look for other sources that she can get money for. Is it not true? If not, if she's going to continue to rely on the 300 a month, 400 cedis a month. So that will be, it's 400 times 12. Yeah, so that becomes 4,800. You see, 4,800 Ghana cedis. Just like that, from 1,002. So how can she now, okay, let's do it this way. If she was going to continuously save 100, how long will it take her to get financial independence? That would be around 4,000 years. But now she's earning 400 cedis as surplus. So it reduces that by a third. Is that not true? So 4,000 by 3, that is around 4,000 by 4,000, yeah, check it.
4,000 by 3.
4,000 divided by 4. 4,000 years divided by 4, that's 1,000. So she now has 1,000 years with 400 every month for 1,000 months. Then she gets to her financial independence. But can she live that long? No. So that is why we're saying that she needs to do something that now increases the income. What can she do? If she were the one, what can you do? I've just taught you how to reduce your financial expenditure. What can you do to increase now the income? What can you do to increase the income? So I want some of these tips that I want to give you, leave the discussion inside this room and just practice. Leave the discussion talking about it inside this room. Just practice. Those who didn't come to this room will never get a benefit unless those who pay to watch the videos. So this is one thing I'm going to tell you. In Africa, in Ghana, because the economies are not so digitized, there are many ways people can get away with basic things. And there are many ways it can also give people money. One of them, which I did some time ago, was when I have any small money, I give it out to loan to another person. I let the person write the collateral, bring collateral, that thing the person brings that collateral, and then take the money. So if Madam Lizzie has 400 cedis the first month, who are those in her circles that she can give the loan to? She's not going to advertise that she's giving loans. It's just those people who never come to her for money that you say that, okay, I will give you the money, but you have to bring the collateral, bring a witness, then you write something down, and I'll give you the 400 or 100 or 200. So she begins to give loans. And now she informs people that she gives loans, personal, unofficial loans. When I give you at the end of the month, when you are coming to pay, you pay 10% in addition, 50% in addition. I even took a loan some time ago, 100%. I took 2,000, and then by the time I'm going to pay, I paid 4,000. There are people like that in Tamale here. Some of them may even know them. So what I'm saying is that at the beginning of your journey to financial independence, you are trying to quickly build up some funds that will give you confidence that, yes, I think I'm doing the right thing, that you can continue. So you give the loans. Give loans with the small money you have to other people around you. This is one of my advices to you. But note that you can lose money out of this. But what happens is you need to be very stringent and also look at faces. Those that will steal your money, those that will tell you to go to hell, then you are good to go. Another way for you to earn side income money, to add to your money. In fact, let us do some small calculations around the loans. So you have given the first month, you have given all the 400 out. So all the 400 out, even 10% of 400 cedis, that's how much? Hello? And then that's how much? 40 Ghana cedis. So 40 Ghana cedis. So the next month, you now have 800 because from your personal source, you have 400 plus 40 cedis that was paid from the previous one. Then you have 840 Ghana cedis. So you now have a total of 840 to now give out to loans. You see how it is going to be? So take 840 Ghana cedis now, give out to loans. people who are close to you that you know they will not steal your money or they will not run away with your money. Another 2 months, you have another month, you have 400 from your savings, then you add it to that becomes 1,200. Then you add, if 10% of 800 is how much? 80 cedis. Plus the other 40 becomes 120 Ghana cedis. So you add it to 1,200, that becomes 1,320, 40. So you see how it goes. But then you can even increase the rate. You can, those who are very religious will say that, no, this one there. But we are talking about financial independence. Just like politicians say, it's not about how you get into power. It's about what you use the power to do. It's not about how you make the money at this point because you don't want to beg. Even when you beg, people may not give you. So you are using what you have within your circles to build the fund because many people that are going to give these loans to you are going to use to solve their problems. Anyway, so let's go ahead. So you can see that as you continue to build on your money up to the 12th month, so it is going to be compounding. Because by the 12th month, you are going to get 12%, 10%, and the last month, which is the 12,000 Ghana cedis, 10% of that 12,000 as well. That becomes how much? 120 Ghana cedis. The previous month, it was 100 Ghana cedis. No, so previous month, 80 Ghana. Previous month, 40, no, even 70 Ghana, 60 Ghana. You see, that's how it is. So you collect all of this and add it. That is around 2,000 or 1,000, right? That's around 1,000. So that is if you take 10%. But if you took more than that, can you imagine how that is going to be? So now, if this is not your thing, but the money is still in your hands, what you can do is also to start investing that money. Recently, you will hear that Gold Coast Fund Management, like my friend and co are there. You hear that Base Capital, monies have been locked up there. But there are still companies that you can invest even 400 Ghana in, 1,000 Ghana cedis in. So as soon as you get up to 1,000, go and put the money in there. Tell them you want the money in 3 months. As the 3 months is up, you keep adding. You can compare them with the loan and see which one is bigger. Better still, you can do both. And now you come. That is what the money alone you are getting can do for you. The money you are getting, that is what you are using. The mathematics alone, that's what you are using to do. Let's come back to where you can add real money into it, which is what I call. I asked you, Madam Tina, what is your profession? What do you do that gets you money at the end of the month? You are a teacher. She is an accountant. She is an auditor. Very good. And you are a procurement officer. And then he is, a media man. That's good. So all of you were appointed. You were given the jobs you are doing because you have some skill. Is that not it? If you don't have any skill, nobody will employ you. So apart from the work you are doing, that gets you paid. What else can you use that skills to do that will bring you money as a side income? It is not magic. Is that not the case? You are working from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Most teachers, or 8 a.m. 4 p.m. So the remaining time, what do you use it to do? So the skills you are having that got you employed, what can you use that skill to do? So if you are a subject teacher, like Mr. Fuzi, who teaches chemistry. Mr. Fuzi, when I was in school, I was struggling so much with chemistry. Today, there are many people who are so struggling, but then some of them need teachers to take them that subject, through or through. Mr. Fuzi, just put on your status that you are a chemistry teacher and you are available for anybody who will hire you weekends. True or true? How much do you think people will pay you for chemistry, to teach them chemistry? And most often, as a chemistry teacher, perhaps you can teach commerce, you can teach elective maths, right? So So all these subjects are available for you. It's not the case. The only thing is that you are going to not to sit under trees with your friends to chat after work again. Now to go and teach. That's the only inconvenience. Is that not it? But then you have financial independence plan, but your colleague that you sit under, they don't have a plan. So there's no need for you to sit with them. No, so. But that's not my case. My case is that Mr. Fuzi, use the knowledge for which you have been employed for to advertise that skill somewhere and then get somebody to employ you and pay you per hour. Am I fine? So if Mr. Fuzi is a teacher and his knowledge is in chemistry, what is your knowledge? What is your field? You mentioned you are a journalist. What journalism are you doing? If you are a news presenter, that is fine. Can you run jingles for people? Can you become a host of shows, perhaps in people's weddings and people's churches or corporate events? Can you turn yourself a little? Perhaps add some little skill to yourself and you do this. Can you do that? Can you offer some advice to somebody else who needs to join the radio profession? Can you do that? Can you make yourself as a corporate entity that offers advice to young people and other institutions on how they can even get employed into it, how much they are paid, what skill they need to get before they are employed, and stuff? Can you do that? So that outside this work you are doing that gets you paid at the end of the month, you are able to get some money elsewhere in addition. Somebody said he's an auditor. Passion Drive Coaching, we are not up to a year, so we've not been audited yet. But eventually we'll need auditors that will come and audit us. But we don't want to spend a lot of money on that. So who is ready to come and audit us? Teach us how to put things right so that when external auditors come, our documents are going to straight. We need such. In fact, there are institutions that may not even know that they need auditors. So, but if you tell them the work you do, you are going to help them to put their papers in order. There are certain directors, certain managers of institutions who need personal auditors to just come around, advise them on the way you are carrying on with your duty. You have an internal auditor who will help you to do ABCD. However, I am available to help you take certain decisions regarding certain purchases and expenditure you make in your office. True or true? There are many organizations that cannot pick loans from the bank because they don't have certified auditors auditing their documents every year. I can provide that service for you. Market your service this way and see within the twinkle of an eye how many people will call you to come and render such services to them. If you are even a nurse, the better. Because if you just say that this is my house and everybody living in my area should know that I offer home services after work. In Ghana, where malaria is the order of the day, can you imagine how many malaria you will not treat at home? You just get the kits, right? You go and test if it's positive. If it's a child, excuse me to say, like my children, malaria is quite common with them. So they don't also want to go to hospital. So you admit the child at home. You come and give the child the drips and then you give them the medicine. And you think I'll not be happy? I will. So just offer these services that you do basically every day for government or for your organization to pay you. And the people are going to pay you and become very happy. Mr. Jan, your friend, Mr. Yeyeman, what kind of service is he not delivering in his area? And extend that for more than the number of years you've known him, nobody from his family has ever gone to hospital because of basic sicknesses, except for fractures and other severe ailments. Is that not the case? You can do this as well. Just pick the skill you are known for, and then from there, assuming you are an auditor, and for the whole year, you're able to serve 3 clients. Just 3 clients. And each of them pay 2,000. That's how much you've added to your money. 6,000 Ghana cedis. And I assume that even as you age in it, you are going to get more people referred to you. True or true? You are a nurse in your local area. You see that you do after work service and weekend services. How many people are going to keep on coming? To the extent that, I don't want to go into that now, but to the extent that you will open a clinic by your house or in your house, true or true. And whether in the next 2 years you will not go on retirement by force. Are we there? You want to close from work and come and rest at home. The next morning you pick your bag again, then you go. Then you come. You don't even want anybody in your area to know you are a nurse. And your next door neighbor doesn't even know you are a nurse. When you are going, you wear a long dress and you go. Please. So, whatever my main point here is, we have moved away from the money your own salary by reducing expenditure can add to you, to now how you can invest that money into maybe small loans and even maybe putting the money in some investment. But we're now back into what your skill can give to you. So, you have invested your skill. You are a medical officer. You decide that you are giving private service. You make money. You are a nurse. A pharmacist decide to open some side retail shop, or decide to even sell your certificate, excuse me to say, donate your certificate for people to open pharmacy and pay you royalties. Or you decide that you are going to offer pharmaceutical consultancy services. You see how beautiful life is going to be for you. Anybody who wants to open a pharmacy should ask you for advice. Anybody who wants to open over-the-counter medicine selling should ask you for advice. Anybody who has a problem with regard to certain medicine can ask you for advice. And see, before we realize how much money are going to continue to earn. Are we together? The next is subject that is not directly related to your skill, but you have that skill. Say that you are an auditor, which we have mentioned, but you have the knack, you have the skill to be able to dance. So, as you dance because it is nice. No, so you feel happy to dance. But there's somebody somewhere who admires the way you dance so much, and the person wants you to teach that person how to dance. True or true? Similarly, you are somebody who likes to keep fit. So you are able to keep yourself fit and people admire the way you are fit. The person wants you to what? Teach he or her how to also keep fit. True or true? No wonder when we open Passion Drive, somebody called me to find out. Said, please, my stomach is big. I want you to reduce. Then now you remember. I want you to reduce. In fact, if you schedule me tomorrow, now I'll come from Accra for you to help me to do that. So it is not, you are not a personal fitness trainer, but then you enjoy doing it. So brand yourself and see how many people will come to you. You are not a dancer. You don't dance and take money, but you are looking for side income money. Dance and then people will learn how to dance and then they'll pay you money. What else can't you do that people need to pay money for in order to learn? Are we there? You're not even thinking outside yourself. You're just thinking within yourself and see what you are getting. Are we there? And remember, you are not going to do this continuously till you die. You are doing it within a year to be able to mobilize 60,000 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. Are we fine? All right. So we come to another aspect, which is driving job. Driving job. So, Mr. Jan, you know how to ride a motor, you have a license. You know how to drive a car, you have a license. Okay, I don't know how to ride yellow. Neither can I also drive a tricycle, which is Motor King. But then, if I want to learn it, I can know how to learn. Is that not the case? So, these days, what fetches in hot cash than the owners of yellow? So, you don't have any skill that can get you side income after work. But then, you know how to ride yellow, right? The first thing is to choose. Either you can get money to buy a new one, then you do the work for yourself, or you go to somebody who has one, then you kick it and ride, the person pays your commission. True or true? But wherever you are, the dominant means of transport, the cheapest one, you can do that instead of just yellow. It is taxi. If you are getting your own taxi, the better. If you are not getting your own taxi, you get someone's car, you drive, the person pays you commission. True or true? You see, the most important thing here is that, you see, as you have your own work you do, you have a particular appearance, facial appearance, physical appearance, that gets so many people to feel comfortable with you. You may not know it, but many people enjoy joining people who have calmness in terms of their composure and their driving. So if I come out to look for Yolo and then Mr. Jan, Madam Tina, Mr. Joseph, you are driving Yolo, I'd rather join yours because you are calm, you appear neat, you smell nice. Driving, what is the name, taxi, I'd rather prefer to join you because you look responsible. You get the point? So as you keep doing that, you are going to get clients who will permanently need your services. True or true? So that you keep serving them and you keep making your money. Better still, when you have your own car or your own motorcade, when you drive small and you see that it's bringing you more money, you can buy additional while other people will drive it for you. Is that the case? In this, they are making money from all directions. But the objective is to make 60 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. Up to where I've gotten to, if you are not able to see making 60,000 or 100,000 very easy, I'll proceed. But if you think you can make 60,000 to 100,000 within this alone, I'll stop. I should continue, right? All right. So the next thing is, there are most of us here who live in, sorry to say, congested areas. Some of us, our moms or our dads, they have some shops in the market, and we go there, we're struggling to even urinate, true or true. In Tamale and some other places like Sabulugu and other places, you get there, and some people have used one iron roofing sheet. You just put it around like this, and they go there to urinate. Even some women, before they even get there, they have to start covering themselves before they even get to the urinal to squat. Just build a very respectable urinal around there. Then you put somebody there for the person to pay 20 Ghana cedis, 20%. Then you put some alcohol jerry can there where you put water. So they fetch the water. If you like, sell the water too again. Sell the water. Sell the space for them to urinate. Then you take 10% here, 20% here, then 30% here. Then you go and urinate, and then you go. Am I making any sense? Am I making any points? So you do this. If you can, do it in other places within the market. Then you see how much people will not come after 1 year. When they see you're making lots of money, they will come. By the time they come, you have already made your money, then you are off. If you can get space, build a toilet. Not only in the market. If you are living in congested areas like Sakasaka, congested areas like Ababu, where it's not easy for you to go and get a forest to defecate, build a toilet there. See how many people will not come. Look, one public toilet I defecated, I was very, very happy. Up to now, it's not leaving my mind, is one toilet I defecated in Ashaiman, where the man is living in that same compound, and he uses part of the house and build a public toilet. And it's a pole flush toilet. So when you go, especially in the night, you just knock at the man's door, he comes out from his bedroom, opens the toilet for you to enter, then he stands there. When you finish, he takes his money and go in. Do you know how much money that man makes? It is because within that locality, it is difficult for people to get a place to defecate. And the man has his plot. It is his home. So he builds the toilets. So I'm telling you that if it is within the marketplace, within the area, you can get a space to build a toilet. Build the toilet, take your money. Make it clean. People will come. People will come because if it is private and very clean and nice, people will come and defecate there. You get your money. When you make your money within 1 year and you want, close it. Okay? But right now, your objective is to be able to make 60,000, 100,000 Ghana cedis. Am I communicating? If you have grown-up children or maid that you pay, you can buy a deep freezer. Perhaps you have one in your house already. Maybe that is part of your net worth. Maybe so. Put water in it. Put soft drinks in it. Especially this heat season we are in. Put it in front of your house. How many people don't pass in front of your house, go and buy water and buy drinks? You yourself. Am I communicating with you? Put water in. Put soft drinks in. Sell. Am I communicating? Are you getting the 60,000? Are you getting it? The next thing that I want now to talk about is all this I've mentioned. You are not adding in additional skill to yourself. But the next is build some skills, a little of it, like barbering, like masonry, tiling, like electrical works. Am I communicating? So if your daily job is not these ones, daily job is not these ones. You are an accountant, you are a pharmacist, you are ABCD. You have already explored how you are using your time to make money. Now you want to add additional skill, like barbering. So you are specialized in barbering only executive people. So you go to their homes every weekend. So you say, I didn't know you are also a barber. You say, I'm a barber, just like I'm an auditor. So I barber you to look like, but I know the kind of taste you have. I see you all the time. I know the kind of person you are. You don't need those conchine, roadside barbers to come and barber you. That's why I've come to your house to make you look the way you want to look. True or true? If you like, you open another shop by the roadside where people will come in. When you are going to work, you close. When you come from work, you open. True or true? Then they come in, get their barbering works done, and then they are good to go. What about tailoring? That's the aspect that I like most. And if I had the opportunity, I'll learn it. Where I sew my own clothing, I look very nice. So people ask me, how do I do that? So the point is, all of us here, the clothing we're wearing, tailors made it, true or true. And they are going to continue to be around, just like we're also going to continue to wear clothing. For this reason, learn how to sew. If you learn how to sew, your colleagues even at work are those going to give you work and you sew hard till you can't even sew again. True or true? True or true? Exactly. You can do this. Can't you? The most important thing is I don't spend a lot of money to even learn it. Do you? What about delivery service? I asked already, you know how to ride a motor and then you have a license. You know how to drive, you have a license. Delivery service. Delivery services ranges from flying heavy equipment to shipping whole aeroplanes and then vehicles to delivering common things like pins, watches. Is that the case? Which of them can you do? You can ride a motor and deliver ABCD, and you can run it weekends, true or true. Weekends, public holidays. When the normal courier services are on good break, you are the one working. You establish your presence, and the people cannot do without you any longer. So, I talked about graphic designing.
I started.
I talked about delivery service. Now, graphic designing. These days, technology has made these things very, very, very easy to do. Do you know I'm a graphic designer? In fact, my manager has even said I'm a pro. Most of the things you see me sharing to you, I designed them. Most of the things you see sharing. So when you just go at least and sit under a master to teach you small, then people who are in your contact, let them know you can do graphic designing. Then even as you are busy in the office, you can just be switching with your phone before you realize. Then you send to them, bring my money, 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana. You get the point? Web designing. Even these days, I'm challenging those of you here, develop an app for me. Develop an app. You heard that the vice president said, guys at VR, they develop the app they are going to use to go to purchase your mobile, whatever. Develop yours, sell it. Okay? Develop it, let it solve problems. Then, accounting, I mentioned, bookkeeping, tax preparation. I am not an accountant, neither am I a tax guy. But when it comes to how to calculate tax from grade to grade, I can do the practical one. So I offer my service to a company or a public office that needs my service, then I charge them, then they pay money. Because I do it practically. What about social media manager? To be frank with you, as it is, I need a social media manager to manage my Facebook, manage my WhatsApp, manage my YouTube, manage all the things so that I get time to do what I do best, create content. So if you come to me and say that, okay, you can do this for me, all you need is an hour a day, you're able to do this at the end of the month and you pay me this. If it is good price for me, I'll pay you. There are many people out there who need that. They know social media is good for them, but they don't have time to do it, so they end up doing wrongly. No wonder many people they post to what? Nudity of themselves because they don't know how to do, but they want to do. Celebrity, a business person, a pastor, a madam, they need to get their messages with their faces out there, but they don't know how to do it. Go and talk to them. They will help. They will pay money and then you do it for them. True or true? True or true?
True.
What about travel agents? Yes. Our next trip outside is going to be in India. So who is going to handle the ticketing? Who's going to handle where we're going to sleep? Who's going to handle everything? Travel agents will do that. Travel agent is going to do that. So it's better I know somebody in Tamale who can do that than having to learn somebody in Accra. True or true? Start this. House sitter, housekeeper, caregiving, childcare, all of this. You can do them, get extra amount of money. In fact, quite recently, I'm beginning to realize that property manager, not the one you guys are thinking about, but where it is somebody like me who has a number of houses that I want to give out to rent. But I'm also busy. I can't look out for people to come and rent. So what do? I want somebody who is dedicated, who takes possession of their houses, looks for people to come check, and he check their house and he check them in. And then check when their rent is finishing, then he takes another set and then they keep the house very nicely. And then I get him something at the end of the month. Based on the amount of money people pay at the end of the year, and I check that how much can I pay you, then the house is kept clean, nice, and still going. You get the point? Many people rely on their relatives and they end up doing what? Sweeping them off the ground. You need to be able to do this. Advertise your services. People will come after you. What about photography? Become a photographer. Photography. People these days are not looking out for only people that can snap, that can do this and snap, do this and snap. They're looking for people who can keep their privacy. Are you getting it? People who can keep their privacy, that they don't go out there because they have their nudity, they can go and charge them some money that if they don't pay, then I'll put it out. They need people like you who look matured, calm, and somebody who is very focused in life. What about counseling, dating relationship? Somebody who, there are many people out there, especially young people, between 18 and upwards, who need somebody to just tell them that when you're entering the relationship, look out for A, B, C, D. When you're into this shit, this is what you're supposed to do. When you're in this gutter, this is what you're supposed to do. Then they will pay money. Am I with you? If you are somebody who is supposed to be guidance and counseling madam in a school like maybe Batco or Tatco or somewhere in T-Poly or UDS, just open a private office somewhere. You're doing the same thing. The difference is that government pays you here or the school pays you here, then this one people pay you to come and give them that. Are we together? You are doing all of this because you want to be able to earn at least 60,000, 100,000 Ghana cedis within a year. After the year, you can set up new priorities and new plans. But within the year, you are doing whatever will bring you money and not take money away from you. Are we fine? I like writing books as well. But the most important thing I want there is, it's not all the time I have time to write. But I can give you the concept and everything. If you are a prolific writer, then you write it for me. Have you heard about ghostwriting before? Do you think John Mama has time to write books? My last coup d'etat, do you think John Mama wrote it with his hands? He gave somebody the ideas that he intends to see in the book. And the person who wrote it, then he paid the person. Donald Trump, Akufo-Addo, Manasseh Azure Awuni. Do you think these people, they have time to write? They hire ghostwriters. If you know how to write very, very well, just let them sit with you 3-4 times. Let them see the ideas around. Then you will write. Give them the content. Elsewhere, people pay around $36,000 for people to write for them. If their names will not appear as co-writer, if it will not appear, but if they will agree that the name will appear, Jan and Shaibu wrote this book, then maybe around $18,000. Can you imagine? What about news correspondents? Not news correspondent per se, but then in addition to DJ, in addition to news presenter, tell me the truth. How many of the guys you enjoy so much on radio have gone to radio school? Tell me. You can do that as well. You have some knack, perhaps in cracking jokes, right? Or perhaps in preaching the words of God, or perhaps in talking about a particular social issue. And people like you based on the way you do it. Go and sit there. You get lots of sponsorship on the program before you realize you have left your job and you are there. Or have you heard Kofi TV? He calls it Kofi TV. He did that and then he has now opened, he doesn't have a station per se. What about DJ Parada? DJ Parada hosts political talk show. DJ Parada doesn't have a TV. But he shoots the thing in his own studio, then comes to pay for the TV to play it. So it looks like he's the one who is, you get a point. Then, sure, weekend shop. There are many upcoming high-income neighborhoods that most often people are not able to go back to town again to buy basic things like cassava, like yam, plantain, whatever. Open these shops around. People will come and buy them. People will come and buy. And the reason too is that whereas you go to Kantamanto or go to Ababu and buy the thing for 10 cedis, because you are the person not going to town, you can charge the person to it. The person will buy and say, this is your thing is costing you, but the person will come back tomorrow again. True or true? Because burn fuel to town, go and buy 10 cedis, burn fuel for 20 Ghana. Then somebody will come and hit your headlight. Then you come back and know that my own is cheaper. True or true? What about bringing your own beer? I just love this part. Then also, I have a brother who likes to buy vehicles. So he buys the vehicles, some of them old, then he work on them. Then you see the vehicle again, you know that, hey, so this was the vehicle I sold out. If you have money up to that level and you have the skills in doing this, buy the motorbike, buy the car, work on it yourself, bring it to functionality, then you see the money you are going to make overnight. There are 2 guys I know in Accra who always ask me, hey Charlie, do you have any old car around to sell? Do you know anybody who has? They will come down, buy it, go work on the car themselves. They remove all the seats, remove all the tires, work on it. You see the car, you think that they have taken it back to Toyota for them to work on it. Then they will sell. You can do that. Imagine in the whole year, you buy 4, work on them nicely, then you are able to sell 3. Do you imagine how much money is that? And this car, perhaps in your office, you're able to buy some auction cars, or even when you don't buy auction cars, but you're able to get some weekends work on this car, even in the night. You can even establish just in your yard, put lights, heavy lights. You can work on them in the night, true or true. And I may get there later or in future, or when you come for coaching, I'll tell you. And when it is your passion, even in the night, as you are working in the vehicle, you are dusting this thing here, you are trying to loosen something here. Before it is morning, you don't even know it is morning because you just love doing that. You love to see that car, which was dusty and rusted and abandoned, turn into gleaming, shiny, usable vehicle again. And then your heart fills with lots of joy. And then the money comes as well. True or true? It is not only cars, nor electrical, or motorbikes. Others include maybe printer, maybe a camera, maybe a phone, maybe just anything, a table, a chair. You get the point. You see, you pick it, work on it very well, give it a modern look. Personally, I love things that are not common. You do that and I come and buy it and I'll pay more than you expect me to pay because I know that nobody else can get it unless they come to you. I hope you get me. What about you being a data analyst? You are somebody who clock A's, clock B's, clock C's in all the things related to data. You can analyze data from within one night to finish whole chunk of data, arrange them very well, put them into meaningful order, make them into well organized one that people can make decisions out from. Advertise your services. I know one guy, Mubarak. If Mubarak is here, Mubarak, when it comes to data, and he personally told me that if I have any data to analyze, he's going to do that for me for free. It is because, first of all, he likes how to work with the data, and secondly, he wants some money out of that. I mentioned personal fitness trainer. I'm repeating it again that it is not your job, but you like keeping fit. So people see you, when they see you, they see fitness in somebody who is slim, but very, very old, but still very active. People want to know, what is your secret? What is your secret? Then you tell them. You show them. You take money. Are we through? There are other jobs which are not so common, but then you can start them, and depending upon the subject you have, you can be an instant hit, and people begin following you, and you begin making advert money on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. You can make money throughout all of these places. True or true? There are many people that when you see them, you see laughter, even before they open their mouth. Get a very good quality camera. Pick this, put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube. People will follow you, and even YouTube will also begin to follow you as well. They give you money out of that. I mentioned tailoring, but there's a difference between tailoring and clothing alteration. This is the one I introduced to you next. Clothing alteration. Look, it is no doubt that in Ghana, even those of us who are in the upper end of society, we like our Brony Wow. True or true? Because they are unique. When you go and get them, you Roma, you don't get other people wearing the same thing. True or true? And don't ask me to explain Brony Wow. Some call it a bend down boutique. Because they are durable. But the point is that even with new clothing, the point is that you need to have some special touch on it so that it appears completely wild. You see, so the dress I'm wearing, there are many people out there who will have the same dress, but it may not be this, nor that. You get the point? So as soon as this is put on it, it changes everything. So it may not be this color, but maybe that color of your dress put up there, or that color put up there. Then you see that it has completely changed it. And perhaps wanted to throw it away, but that expert alterator picks it, changes it some way, and that becomes your favorite again. There are many people who have clothing stuck in their wardrobes. If they need an expert clothing alterator to work on them, and they'll go back to it, and they'll not go to the bank, to change their wardrobes again. True or true? Others it is what? Increasing the size. Others it is what? Reducing the size. Others it is what? Changing the zip. Others it is what? Putting the button. You become an expert in this. Because when you do this, it is different starting and then marketing. We may get to marketing in some other workshop, but for this one, I'm letting you understand that when you do this, people will come to you because they know people may even travel from Savulugu, people travel from Techima because, this guy, especially if you are located around a school or around maybe a hospital or some workplace, everybody will say, this guy, they want to take your thing to guy. You make it nice, Papa. Haven't you heard about those people before? You can become a clothing alterator. You just have to have the eye for fashion, eye for modernity, eye for style, and you are good to go. Are we together? I introduce you to car washing and detailing services. There is this guy I watch on TV. some few days ago. What he specializes in is detailing the vehicles for presidents. So this thief match that was happening, that just happened yesterday in Ghana. The guy detailed the president's vehicle, which he used for the safe match because he wants it to look exquisitely beautiful. What does he do? He has learned that there are many car washing shops around, but those that do detailing, like removing your seat, cleaning under it, fixing it back, removing the seat, removing everything that is spoiled in the car and replacing it. I mean, the hard things that are not mechanical, then he replaces them. He goes under the car, wash and remove all the dirt that is there. Then on top of the surface of the vehicle, he pushes some kind of polish that makes the car look like a brand new car that you bought. Who doesn't want this? Who doesn't want this? So that is why he details the cars of presidents. And when he details one car, like a VW car or a V8 car, he charges you 1,500 to 3,000. Do this. Assuming it takes you 48 hours from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon to finish one detailed vehicle. You bag your 2,000 Ghana. The next morning you come to work and you are shouting, who pushed my car? Who did this? Because you have 2,000 backing you. Maybe so. So look, let's get practical. Let us get practical. And in life, what I've learned is that when you practice, implement 1% of what you learn in life, your life is never going to be the same like your neighbor. It's not about listening, letting it pass here. If not, all throughout your life, what didn't you learn in school? If you implemented it, you wouldn't have been here. By the case, I'm not insulting you or degrading you. But the point I'm making is that when you listen to all this and you say, wow, this is beautiful, and you don't implement it, you have become next to the person who didn't even attend. True or true? I love the car detailing in particular because I love my car to be detailed for me the next time I am in Accra.
We start it in Tamale.
Good. Let's get it in Tamale. You go, they remove your bumper, clean everything. Look inside the bumper and see what is there. They are not mechanical people. They are just the body, the interior. Then they finish and put some air freshener inside. That's for a whole month, the freshness will still be inside. And me, I like nice smell. Then what about home cleanliness? Car cleaning, house cleaning, laundry, mobile laundry service. For about 6 months, I've been looking for a reliable laundry around me. I only had one quite recently. And they did a great job. Spotless services, thank you. I'll come back again. You can do this, but they can come to my house as well and pick my things. Go and wash them and bring them. No, so, but I had to drive there. They can come and pick it. They can finish that day and bring it back. Yes. They can come do office cleaning. In this hotel, the office, the various windows, the various curtains, they have cleaners. But because the work is overwhelming, you need once in a while to get detailers who come and do detailed cleaning. You see the carpet, you see the tiles, and then it is shining like the way it was created in China. What about computer repair and even training services? Computer repair and training services. Then we'll go to real estate sales agent. Real estate sales agent. It is a little different from what I explained earlier about housekeeper. Making custom furniture, making handmade jewelry, selling handmade clothing and garments. When I was with government, there was this man who comes around. He is a blind man. He comes with a son. They weave these doormats. And when you come to my house, for you to see a different doormat, perhaps it's a mistake. I didn't buy it. Maybe my wife or somebody else bought it. Because the one he does is of durable quality. You can do that as well. You can weave your own doormat. You can weave it as a brand of yours and sell. people will buy. Just ensure it is available for people to buy, they'll come and buy. In fact, one of the things people don't understand is that when you set out to sell anything, people sometimes come to buy it, not even knowing what it is used for. Do you get it? People these days have lots of money, they don't know what to spend the money on. And as soon as the buying spree comes, they begin to buy. It is just like pricing. I tell you, I bought this iPhone for 10,000 and I'm selling it for 12,000 because I use the phone. There is somebody who will buy it. Do you get me? Somebody, I bought this phone. This is the phone that Puma used before. This is the house that Puma used before. This is the house that Puma came to live in some time ago. Do you get it? The most expensive houses in the world are not the houses that are built with the cost of the materials and the cost of the area, but they are houses that people of former glory have lived in. So when you're not buying the physical house, but you're buying the people who lived in it before. So that's why you have houses that are $1 billion, 500 billion, 500 million, 200 million. And why? You go and see the house, the only thing that is unique in it from the one you have is that maybe, what is the name of the man? Maybe Jet Li ever lived in that house. So you are also living in that house. Maybe Adolf Hitler ever lived there, or Jesus Christ ever lived there. They're also coming to live there. You get it? So it is, you are buying it because of the people who have lived in there. Not, if it's a physical, people can come and build beautiful houses, but it doesn't have any such goodwill or such history around it. I hope you get it. Then, what about, I love this as well, registering businesses and selling the business names. Do not let anybody hear that I told you this. Which beautiful name have you heard about? Maybe Golden Sparks. Maybe Passion Drive, Tinalistic, Janlina, Apple, ebooks. People created these names. Casa Preco. Casa Preco. Did you hear me? Samsung. People created these. But I'm going into one aspect of it, which is what I said, you register a business by that name. So that you only go to renew the license to keep the name. But then you are indirectly, secretly selling the name. Who wants a name, the name of this business? And as you sell the name of the business. Elsewhere, it is people linking up one or two things to form a name. Like, my name is Puma, Dauda, Shaibu. So somebody who's an expert put these names together, create a name out of it, which I can't resist. You are Mr. Jan, your wife is Franklina. So somebody says, okay, Janlina. You are sitting down, your heart gets to, because the name is just so nice for you. So you pay big money for it, especially if the name was registered. And you are just dying to pick that name and use it. Chrysler, Ring. Are you getting it? Dell. So people create these ebooks. I mentioned ebooks. People create these. Email. It is people who are creative, who sit in the comfort of their rooms. Think around how, when they put these names together, how it will sound, and that people will come and buy it one day. Somebody will come and buy that name one day because somebody will create a company that needs a name like that. The person comes to buy it. What about registering to become, you go to register to become a holder of a power of attorney, where you sign people's documents and then you stamp and they pay you. What about that? If you are working with the Registrar General Department, and working with the Attorney General Department, some of these things can easily come to you. Take that opportunity. Quite recently, there were a government registration of Ghana card, where people were being paid as state attorney, but you hear that it is just their stamp that was there, but they themselves were cooling off somewhere. Register that, keep it. You are not going to need to go and stand there and what. Just get somebody to transfer the person going to your stamp. Can be there doing or whatever, the person goes ahead and whatever. Then you take the money. But I say within 6 months, within 1 year, you do all of this and you bank your dedicated financial independence fund, and then you are ready to move on to another level altogether. What about wedding, event planning, making seasonal decorations, floral designs? Everybody here loves beauty, right? You see the back of the wall, you see how we have arranged this, you see how we've kept these flowers, these flowers. I did them myself though, but you need to have the eyes not to do that. There are events that you attend, and the atmosphere that you see alone, tell them, wow. If you just stood by the gate and turned away, you had attended the workshop, the program already. People design this. If you have the knack, the skill for this, or the work you are doing, it is around that area, just add it. Get people to pay money, then you do it for them. Pet grooming, pet sitting, here it's not so common, but then we are becoming very rich around us, around here. People have pets, all forms of pets, that they want people to just play with them and they will pay. People to walk them on the streets, they will pay. People have them around you. They need people around them to play with them. What about public speaking? Hi, I am Coach DY. I want to let you into my real world. So you tell your story. So inspiring. People pay money. People come to pay money. Have you heard that there is somebody in this world who, if you want him to speak for 1 hour, you have to pay $300,000. That's about 1.2 million Ghana cedis or 1.5 million Ghana cedis. There are such people around. Madam, have you heard that person before? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, a life coach, he can charge you as much as that amount of money for you to come and talk at the public in your program. I will get there very soon because he started before me, but I will get there. I believe in whatever I have in there, and I will get there soon. I may even charge you $5 million before you come for me. I just started with my team, not up to a year now, but see you. You are here to listen to me. That is why I tell you that I believe in what is here, and you also believe in me. Because of that, we are pushing to the skies. That will only be our stepping stone. So the next thing is, these days it's not so common, but it is still there. Hiring bicycles, hiring motorbikes for people who need them for services, especially in our emerging areas where there are people around. They don't have motorbikes, but they need to go to one place or the other. So you rent out a motor to them. How about that? Hello, how about that? Imagine living in an area like, in a new place like Sanago Municipal Assembly, where it is located, and you have to go to Tamasco. There is no yellow. Is there yellow? You don't have a car. Neither do you have a motorbike. So because I'm around there, I rent motorbikes and bicycles, people to ride and go there. Is it not sweet enough? Then you pay money. Is it not beautiful enough? Even these days, I hear that people rent motorbikes and go to weddings. Do that. Just have a number of them. You come. Have you seen that my motor is in a good shape? Yes. When you come into spot, you pay. Then you take. You fill the fuel. The person goes and comes. The person fills the fuel back. Just like we rent cars. But this one is motorbike because you are now racing up to get 60,000 to 100,000. So you don't have lots of money. So you do this one. What about buying and selling of cars? The difference between this one and the previous one was that you buy old but very, very high-end vehicles. That were the order of the day, like the BMWs. You see, so that you work on them, turn them to very shiny, usable cars again. But this one is the usual cars that are around. You buy and resell. If you are within the range of people that you can buy, sell for them, they buy, and then you get your thumb. Get your money within 1 year, 600,000, 60,000 to 100,000, and you are off good to go. Then you rent your space in this compound. It's very big. So instead of just running hotel services, once in a while you see this hotel inviting people to come for dinner, and it's in the courtyard. True or true? They invite them, especially during festivals like the celebrations like the Safe Match Day, where they tie certain programs like Guinea Fowl Festival, where people come into the yard here, they see the American trees and then they eat and drink. The space would have been there lying for nothing. You wanted them, you sued them, but because you have decided to change your idea of how to earn more money, you use it. In your house, it's just lying there. Behind your house, in your compound, maybe you have some plot of land that is lying there. Just use it, rent out that space, let people use it. I'm not saying you should sell, but when it's necessary, you can sell. But for now, I'm saying you should rent it out because you need money for some purpose. Career coach. Then selling for commission. There are many companies these days, especially from China, also especially from these network marketing companies who you register, you get some products, you sell. We are continuing with what we can do to be able to raise 60,000 to 100,000 Ghana cedis within 1 year. 60 to 100,000 Ghana within 1 year. So I'm introducing you now to selling medicine over the counter, if that is something you can do. Selling medicine over the counter, which is what we call here as drugstore. What about being a horticulturalist or a gardener, or even selling plants? You see this, you see that, you see that. We bought it from people. Sometimes it's difficult to get them. You can nurse it, right? Sell. If you love doing that. Some of us, our homes are like gardens. But before we got there, we had to look for people who sell this, buy them, come and put in our homes. And we have to get people to come and nurse them until they grow. So if you're a horticulturalist, a gardener, or just advertise yourself very well. Get the plants in there. I told you that one of the things that make me happy is that every day more rich people get into the queue. Money, guys are getting more money now. So when you're selling something, don't say that this one is for rich people. There are rich people out there who come and buy it. Okay? What about buying and selling of grains? I just love that one, especially spices. Pepper. I hear there's some pepper that the government has introduced, which is sold for 400 Ghana cedis per bag. And that pepper, when you farm an acre, you can get 12 bags. It doesn't need fertilizer. Neither does it need you to have any special agricultural knowledge. I'm not talking about the farming aspect, right? If you can do that, fine. But even just buying it, keeping it for at least 2 months, and then selling it again. You see, if you bought it for 200, within 2 months, it gets to 400. Or you buy other things. I said grains. If it is guinea corn, millet, corn, you buy it and sell. But there's another aspect of this that I love so much. In Tamale here, there's groundnut. In Takoradi, is there groundnut there? But there is fish there, right? So in Tamale here, there's lots of maize. In Takoradi, there's no maize that much, but they eat lots of kenkey. True or true? So all you have to do, buy the maize here, turn it into corn dough, send it there, sell it, buy the fish there, bring it down here. Within some few weeks, you get acquainted with the people there, and instead of now going yourself, you just produce the corn dough, send it to them. They pick it, sell, ship your this into, or send your this into your fish to you. Did you get it? Sometimes it is not just waiting for a number of months for the commodity to increase in price. It is just about changing where the commodity is located, and then the price changes as well. True or true? When you do this within a year, you can make more than 60,000 down that nobody can touch, that you yourself, there's no debt in it. 100,000 that is just there. That's my investment capital. Nobody can touch it. It's just sitting there for you. It's possible for you to do that. What about taking up your family stuff? All of us here, if you ask anyone here, the person will tell you that in their family they are known for this. True or true? What is your family known for? My family, my dad's side, where my dad was known as Yakubu Taylor. The whole of Edra, he was the best tailor around. My mom is known as somebody who can boil boiled rice. You eat it and think that it has been shipped from Taiwan. Parboil. She parboil the rice. So she buy the rice in bags. So she comes to process the rice. And then she goes to the market to sell. People are rushing to buy it because she processes it very, 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 very nicely. Your family may be known for selling of charcoal. Pick it up. Your family may be known for cocoa. In fact, there is a particular woman in Chogu where 24 hours you want cocoa, you get the cocoa there. And that taste, that particular signature is always on that cocoa. I pray that a son or a daughter will pick up that cocoa. A friend of mine, Abdul Kayyum, you are here, right? Yes. I got to know of that cocoa from Kayyum, where I told him I needed cocoa around 3. So when he gets from town, he's buying me cocoa so that I'll break my fast at 6. He said, I shouldn't worry. Even at 7, if I want cocoa, I'll get cocoa to buy. I said, where? He said, oh, in Chogu. And lo and behold, he bought the cocoa was very hot. In fact, after Holy Cross, when you're climbing into around celebrities on your right hand side, it is there. That cocoa seller has children. The children really are mindful about making money in this world. They shouldn't look elsewhere. They should look at that brand of cocoa. And that way of marketing, where you know that 24 hours, when you get there, you get that cocoa to buy. Is this not nice? 24 hours. And the cocoa has 3 flavors. The cocoa anina is there, which is the cocoa with teeth. Then you have the Guinea millet one. Then you have the corn one. So you choose the one you want. Sometimes there are others like in Panyama, which is they do it and see the way that even if you don't put sugar, you can take. You as a son, a daughter, who has been educated with the money of this cocoa, you want to go and work somewhere and take 800 cedis, 1,000 cedis every month. When that cocoa alone, overnight, can give you more than 2,000 cedis. And then you pay other people as well. And then you keep that brand that perhaps you can even open other branches. Do not look down upon that. So pick up your family stuff. Others, it is baking bread. Baking. You don't let people who are newcomers come and take over the baking that your family is known for. Others, it is Wachi. The mom has sold Wachi to understand that everybody in the area knows that house as Wachi owner's house, even though the husband is still alive. So it's Wachi owner's house. So pick up that Wachi. Others, it is what? The government call it Palu. Weaving of traditional, this kente. If it is yours, pick it. Why I say you should pick it is because such kind of trades, they have lots of blessings underneath. It is what has been keeping the family going when things were tough. And when things became okay, they were still in it. To understand that God has blessed them in it. So when you just pick it, it's just a matter of then you are running with it. Before you realize, everybody is aware. How difficult is it for Abedipele's son to play football than for a cocoa seller's daughter to become a cocoa seller? How difficult is that? The possibility that Abedipele gives birth again, the child is a footballer, right? So why not your mom being a cocoa seller, gives birth to become a cocoa seller, but you brand it in a different way. So that all the so-called beautiful cars and the nice people and people with money, they pass by there and buy the cocoa. It's about the money. It's not about what you do. If it is the environment you do, you can do it, sell the cocoa inside an air-conditioned office. People buy, true or true. So pick up the stuff that the family is known for. This is where I end the subject on examples of trade that you can engage in, that you can make huge sums of money, even more than 6,000 Ghana cedis within a year, to start building your financial independent fund. Thank you so much for this session. So I'll come back again very shortly to continue with the, now you've built 100,000 Ghana cedis fund. What do you do next? Thank you so much. We'll go for a short break and we'll come back. So before I end this session, I'd like to remind you that after all of these things don't seem to work for you, it is almost 12 months. You're not able to make 60,000 to 100,000. What do you do? I believe in whatever I've told you. I've done it. I've earned more than 60,000 at the end of the year. But if you do it and you're not earning money that much, what do you do? You are so determined to become financially independent. What do you do? Don't be shy to ask for support. You know people, when things are hard, there are those you go to. When things don't seem to be working. But man doesn't eat grass, right? You still go to them to give you money. You have wife and children, school fees issues, there are people you go to. So what I tell you is that because you have a financial independence plan, your intention with them is that you want them to help you to go out of that cycle of always coming back to them, so that you build on your own, so that even in future you can also give back to them. So what you are asking them to do is that to support you with building your financial independence fund. So if you were at 30,000, you now need about 30,000 more. So if they are going, somebody is going to give you 10, another person give you 50, another person give you 10, add up to your money. Are you getting it? There are people out there, including some of us, who, if you convince us, will contribute to your financial independence fund. There are many people out there that way. In conclusion, I'll tell you that do not take loans to build a financial independence fund. In your journey to building your financial independence fund, do not do betting. Do not do lottery. Because your mathematics is not so good as calculate the probabilities of you winning all the time. So don't throw your money away. Thank you so much. 2, which is the second step on the model, on the blueprint. Remember, the first blueprint I said is for you to build a dedicated financial independence fund of between 60,000 to 100,000, and which I've told you how to get that. Now, the second step is for you to build on the 100,000 to be able to get between 250,000 to 500,000 Ghana cedis. How do you do that? You are building up to 500,000 within the second year to the 5th year. And when I say build that fund, we are building that fund in such a way that within 1 month, if you are asked to gather everything about that money, you are able to gather everything together. So now, 250,000 Ghana cedis, 500,000 Ghana cedis. How do you get it? When we started from 1 up to 50, all the side income jobs that I've told you about, which of them shows lots of potential for you? Are you getting me? Which of them shows a lot of potential for you? Is it that your job as a nurse that you have brought to the house and invited people around your age to come for after work services? That is what is bringing you more money, for which you think there's a future on that? Or it is that the loans you are giving to people, you think you should regularize it by going to register? Or it is that the barbering you are doing fetches you more money than your regular job, so you think you need to live with them, you do well on that? Or you think that the houses you are now trying to sell, you are selling, buying and selling, you think that is giving you more money for that matter, you want to continue to do that. So it is now about how you assess whatever you have been able to do over that 1 year that brings you more money, to see whether you can continue doing that for 5 consecutive years, for which reason you regularize it, you legalize it, you register it. Are we together? So as we sit now, can somebody tell me I know you've not started it to the end. You've not gotten to 1 year in it. You are now hearing it, you are going to start. When you get 1 year, can't you tell which of these businesses can fetch you more money going into the fifth year? You're able to make 500,000 Ghana cedis. Can't you tell? When I started building my independence fund, I started with a number of things. But right now, I know exactly which one gives me more money that has future for me. I know exactly which one it is. Are we together? Remember at this point, I didn't mention you should do it when you have passion in it. I said do it when it brings in money for you. Do you get it? Do it when you have, when it brings money for you. There's a difference between doing something because you have passion and doing something with business principles. So what I'm telling you to do, what I told you to do within the first is do it because it gives you money. Then the second portion, as you begin to think about it, doing it for about 5 years or more, now I begin to think around whether you like it that much that you can continue to do it for 5 years. Or even though there's no money in, there's no passion in it, but you can do it because it gives you money, which at the end of the 5th year, it gives you the money that can help you to now live your passion. I hope you get it. Which of them fetches you money? And by this, I want to repeat again that is it that driving is what you want? Is it that building the urinals and selling, what is it, people donating and you taking money is what will make you the money? Or it is selling food, then look at the legacy? Or it is bringing your own beer or doing the delivery service that makes you more money than you think that you can build on them? Or it is the graphic designing? Or it is the accounting job, the tax preparation for people, the bookkeeping, or it is social media management that you are doing that brings you more money? Is it also about the traveling agency, the housekeeping, the childcare? Is it that one that brings you more money? Or it is the property management? Or that of the photography? Is it the dating and coaching relationship, a coaching and counseling relationship? Or it is writing books or being a ghostwriter? Is it that one that brings you more money that you want to keep doing? Is it being a local news correspondent? Or running your weekend shop? I think that the shop is booming very well, so I need to open it 247. Is it that one? Madam Rahi, is it that one? Or the watches, the vehicles, the old ones you buy, refurbish them and sell, fetches you more money. For that matter, you want to keep doing that as a regular business. All the 50 individual businesses I've mentioned, if any of them fetches you good income, that you want to keep doing it, it is left to you. After all, the objective is 500,000 Ghana cedis in 5 years. If you can fetch, if you can fetch that money for you, go ahead and do it. God bless you. Now, you have been able to make 250,000 Ghana cedis within 250,000 Ghana cedis to 500,000 Ghana cedis within 5 years. So what do? Do you have to continue, or what do you do? What I tell you in the next model, which is the third step in the blueprint, is that your objective now should be towards reaching your financial independence goal. The amount you have in mind, the 5 million, 3 million, 2 million you have in mind, you now have to use the 500,000 or 200,000 Ghana cedis to reach that goal. How do you do that? Tie your future, tie your passion to what you are going to do next, so that you keep having motivation to continue to do what you want to do. Because you have now worked for 5-6 straight years on building your fund and increasing the amount in the fund. So can you continue to do that? You have run around for a while, you are tired, right? You have run around for a while because all these 50 things I've asked you to do, most of them, you work extra hours, you work weekends, so you are tired. You need to now begin to rest. So you invest in things that over time will give you money, but they will bring you money every day as these ones were giving you. So what can you do? You can build apartments and rent out. You can buy land wait for 2 years. You can buy acres of land, wait for 2 years, and now sell them. Somebody has some land around, you buy the land, somebody else wants to buy the land the next day, then you sell the land. Am I making sense? You are now reaching the pinnacle of your career, where many people now know that you are an expert when it comes to tax preparation. You can now settle down on the consultancy firm. That doesn't need necessarily to give you money every day, but when you get money as a specialist, you make more money. You now have to invest in properties, invest in businesses. That won't just bring you money today, but tomorrow when money comes in droves. That is what I call investing in legacy projects. For some people, it's for them to build historic buildings that are located in vantage points for them to hire to people within the CBD. Other people, it's for them to build malls that they always have running. Other people, for them to operate filling stations that they can get money. Other people, it's for them to operate schools that they blend their vision, their passion into the curricula that the school will be using. Other people, it is to establish one business or the other. At this point, there's no need for you to keep running up and down for money. You need to do things that are realistic in your life, that you'll be happy when you die along the line. You don't have to take risk that will get everything crumbled down any longer. You have to get everything registered before you start them. You have to pay the right tax. You have to live life. If you are cutting down costs so drastically because you need to get some minimum amount to start your fund, you can now begin to make some allowance for you to enjoy life, because as you enjoy life, your life will continue to increase in good health, and you enjoy the money and build more money and get more money from all the sources you are making. Am I making sense? We started by you running up and down. Sometimes you give money to somebody, the person will pay you, go and take the person's shoes and come put under your bed. And then we move into the second stage where you now register the business, and then people come take loan, they don't pay, then you take them to court. Then we're now moving to a point where you are investing in legacy projects where it gives you money in droves, or it is lying stagnant. If you want to sell them, sell. Build hotels. For a whole month, nobody comes to sleep in. But when people begin coming in, they come in thousands of them. Then the money comes into your account, and even in the rest of your life, you can't finish spending. That is the kind of project I want you to invest in the third stage of your financial independence journey. When you do this, remaining focused throughout these 15 years, you are going to make more than the amount you have set to get within that period. And life becomes so sweet for you. You can take all the journey you want. If you like, you can go on retirement so that you can travel to Israel, travel to Saudi Arabia, travel to Germany. If you can even travel to Wuhan, you go and see how the coronavirus started. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming for this workshop for Passion Drive Coaching and Consultancy. We have just started. We are going to make lots of money with you. Join us, follow our YouTube, follow our Facebook page, follow us on www.passiondriveconsult.com. You see all the things we do. We update it almost every day, so you get real-time information about Passion Drive that can help you make lots of money, that can help you remain focused, that can help you achieve all the wild dreams you have dreamt of. Thank you so much.